Hello Hong Kong Shenzhen. Today we're going to visit Mei Ho House, Mei Ho House, find out its history, stay here, walk around this area, and compare the hostel today as to yesteryear in the 1950s and 60s. Look how modern this room is now. Obviously back in the 60s, 70s and 50s, it was more like this. Completely different lifestyle. A ruthless fire in the early 50s caused tens of thousands of people to lose their homes overnight, prompting the Hong Kong government to take solid action to build public housing, or formerly known as resettlement estates, to accommodate the homeless victims. In the early years, the poorly equipped resettlement estates were ridiculed as inhumane, and yet they had served as a haven for innumerous victims and homeless people in the city, where they nurtured their potentials, finally making the Hong Kong of today. Many blocks were built, and H block here is the one we're going to stay tonight. There are around 8 to 9 youth hostels dotted around in amazing areas in Hong Kong, especially by the Mantings and the beach. It's a daytime view. Hostel reception is fairly quick, fairly efficient. And as you walk into the lobby of the hotel, which you need a card for, everything is very modern. This part actually was newly built. The rooms themselves are refurbished and from original buildings. As you can see, lots of pictures and mural paintings of different sites of Hong Kong. I do like the night view. It has a very jazzy kind of style with you, and I love this Hong Kong speed taxi racing as they always do. If you do forget to bring your toothbrush and toothpaste, you can buy it here as well. The facilities are pretty normal as expected, safe, and fridges, hair dryers and TVs. The room itself is very quiet, much quieter than I expected in Kowloon. The bed is quite comfortable, the toilets are quite good. There was some aircon noise that you can hear at night time as well, but you can't expect everything. Location itself is actually about 10-15 minutes walk from the MTR. Wake up in the morning, the view you get is not one of Kowloon. A real surprising little park outside. Do book early, it's very popular, especially for students around the world. One of the highlights here is actually doing your own cleaning. And there I'm helping out, so you clean, get the dirty sheets, the linens, the bed sheets from the rooms, put it in the trolley and bring it downstairs. A little bit smelly, but all part of the experience as a youth hostel. Of course, the building itself is original. The rooms are much bigger than in yesteryear. The restaurant now is closed, so I didn't have a chance to experience the breakfast downstairs. So I had to go outside to eat, and here I am elegantly throwing the stuff back in before checking out. Quite a nice experience, especially if you don't live in Hong Kong. Even for local, for me, it was pretty good.
樓越嚟越舊，但係情並冇改變。
新年佢哋會過嚟派利是嘅。
嗰陣時覺得唔使住街邊喎，住街邊嗰啲即係搭嗰啲升鐵屋咧嘅面積咧比120尺都幾大。
These posters are all portrait. In old days, they're normally in Puchonghua because many of them will.
一家6口搬入120尺嘅單位，住下住下變成一家9口。
The Mei Ho House exhibition is on the ground floor, very convenient and a must visit. Very well done. Exhibition basically illustrates the lifestyle of the grassroots citizens who lived in this resettlement area half a century ago. It aims to educate, bridge of communication, so that today's younger generation may also learn and experience the origins and the hardships of their forebears, especially the perseverance and unyielding spirit towards a better future. A lot of these stories I heard from my grandmother, my auntie, my mother, who all grew up in this area. Basically, if you lived in Kowloon, this was where the type of place you grew up for 90% of the population.
當時嘅災民咧視為係一個 天賜嘅救星嚟嘅，好嘅一心參與呢個咁嘅計劃。嗰座大廈咧個結構咧。
After a sumptuous and very cheap economical cha tang meal afternoon tea, I started walking around the Mei Ho House area, a combination of new flats and original government housing settlements, which was the bedrock of which Hong Kong was built. This is where the working class who worked in the factories slogged away for decades, allowing for the success that Hong Kong has today. I heard lots and lots of stories from my mothers and aunties about growing up in these environments. Most of them quite positive, even though the living environment was not the best, but at the time you didn't really think about it. A lot of instructions on what you can do. It makes me think, what can you do? Even as of 2024, roughly 50% of the population of Hong Kong still live and work in some kind of government housing. A lot has improved in Hong Kong, especially living environments, but a lot at the same time has been lost as well. The warmth, the help each other. In a modern Hong Kong, it is much colder and is much more orientated than back in the 50s and 60s. This is aptly named the Shek Kip Mei Shopping Centre, but actually in fact is a wet market, very old style. I really enjoy watching and choosing live chickens. You can say 香港嘅人情味去咗哪裏呢？ Where's the human warmth in Hong Kong to help each other? It's quite a cold city in these days, perhaps affected deeply by the capitalist systems. Walking around this old market here made me really have a real sense and vibe of how life was back in a few decades beforehand. I don't think that much has changed. I much prefer to shop here than any supermarket. Talking to the shop owners, seeing all the fresh food lying out here, all types, anything you can find, from bedsheets to seafood. Over here is an old electronic shop. These shops are from a bygone era, and how long will they last in this modern Hong Kong? I hope they can last as long as possible. Some things are best left unchanged, while some things do need modernizing. It's a combination of both, yin and yang, a real balancing act. This building here says it's a cinema building, and in the 1970s there was a cinema here for about 30 years and it closed in around early 2000s. I wanted to visit inside this building because it does look quite special and unique. So here it is, we go for a quick little walk around this part, also very near Mei Ho House. In Kowloon today in Sham, as in many other areas, there are now many new generations of people, especially from mainland China, new immigrants, very much no different to the ones that came in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 90s. These come now for mostly economic reasons, to make a better living. There was a higher salary than in China, especially from northern China. So the story of Mei Ho House, the story of Sham, Kowloon, Lion Rock Spirit goes from generation and generation. This building here is Dai Hang. It will be taken down. It's been in the news quite a lot, and now it's rounded up and it's not allowed to go inside. But you can see here, it's actually very good to make a film and about life back in the 60s. There's something about Kowloon, Sham Baktin. It is gritty, it is working class, but it's genuine, it's real, it's warmth. It is difficult, it is competitive, but if you work hard enough, you can make a living. This resident's basically saying, I don't want to move out, I want to live here until I die. But unfortunately, the building has been decided to be removed by the government. Very convenient by Shek Kip Mei Station. Kowloon Magistrate Court at the moment is empty. It's going under another renovation What I'm doing here is basically recreating a scene. There's so many TVB dramas and Hong Kong films, especially gangster types, where the bad guys usually come out here and they've won their case, even though they have been guilty for all reasons. So there I am, remaking those scenes on Tai Po Road. Very iconic. Most Hong Kong film viewers will know that. Hungry again, so for afternoon tea and early dinner, we visited an Indonesian restaurant, open about 2 years now. Authentic Indonesian food. Most of the customers here are Chinese Indonesians, or the chef as well are. A mixture of light noodles, spicy vegetables, and of course, the beef balls here are all freshly made and very sumptuous. Indonesian coffee as well. This was my favorite. It's up there along with the Hong Kong style beef maw noodles. On the sign it says, the authentic real super brother handmade noodle from Mi Golan Seafood and Kuata Golan Seafood. Okay, it's time to get back on the bus, back to Kowloon City, take the pier and the boat and back home. Hope you enjoyed today's journey. I'm going to leave you with some pictures that I took of Sham and the areas, and you can really enjoy